All right, First, I want to say I apologize for the glare behind you. Since I have this new computer, which I haven't done a video on, but basically, since I got Noelle a new phone early for Christmas, she got me a new computer. It's a gaming computer. So I have my desk temporarily here. I still have my office on the other side of the man cave. So right here, you're going to have a lot of the window behind me that's going to basically cause a lot of glare. So I apologize. But this video talks about something that I didn't mention in other videos, but I've kind of alluded to a little bit. Um, I talked about downtown Tacoma, having over $1 billion worth of investment. But not only does downtown Tacoma have a huge chunk of money, there is a project that has been developed, been planned for quite some time, and I'm looking up to see the exact cost because basically what you're talking about is a huge, huge undertaking. $350 million that has been developed, and it's basically about a mile, almost a little less than a mile and a half from the Tacoma Dome in downtown Tacoma. So it's still in Tacoma, but it's not technically downtown. It's about a little under a mile and a half, I'm sorry, from the Tacoma Dome. And basically, it is the Emerald Green Casino. I can't talk today. This casino has been here for quite some time. I mean, they started off, it's basically the Puyallup Tribe of Indians. They started off with different projects prior to having a land based casino. They have had a riverboat and different things. And then finally, they were able to get a casino built years ago, and now they're doing a massive expansion. This expansion, $350 million. Now, this casino, and they are dubbing it a Vegas style casino, it's a massive monster. If you're driving down I-5, especially a better view of it, because when you're driving north, you kind of see it off on the right side and you kind of get a general idea. The better view is when you're heading to Tacoma, driving south on I-5, heading into Tacoma, and you'll see it off to your left, and it's a massive monster of a building. Now you can see from downtown the cranes over in the distance working on this project. They've had several sky cranes over there building this project. It is a hulking space. Now, I don't consider this the part of the trifecta. The trifecta, as you know, is basically Mcmenamins, which is downtown, the town center, which is downtown, and then, of course, if the Top Golf goes in over at the Dome area, then that's forming the trifecta. This by itself is not technically downtown. Some may correct me on this. I don't consider this downtown. Basically, it is on the other side of I-5, so on the opposite side of I-5 versus downtown Tacoma. And this particular casino, total estimate, I mean, now counting the garages and everything, is about 370 million. But it's going to be a 110,000 square foot casino. It's going to have 2,000 seat event center overall, right? Now, this particular building is massive. At nighttime, they said it's going to glow like you would see in Las Vegas. Not just because I've seen casinos before in Indiana and Albuquerque, and they've been fairly awesome. This is bigger than any of the ones that I've been in outside of Vegas. Just looking at the size and what they're talking about. The ones in Albuquerque at a lot of the different pueblos are pretty big, but most of them are just hotels a lot of times. A very small amount of gaming. In Indiana, they had some which were land based finally, but they were at racetracks, I believe. Is that right? And so those, I could be thinking of Kentucky, but at any rate, those are decent size. This one is huge, like huge. Again, when I went to Vegas, I mean, those are basically massive resorts and theme parks. When you're looking at all those casinos and the stuff that you can do, this comes pretty darn close. It's a massive building. If you just look at the design and the layout of what they're doing and everything, it is going to be huge. So anyhow, they said that this will rival all the other casinos in the state. One of the big things back in the day was that Tacoma did not, about a decade or so ago, did not want a casino that close to Tacoma, or what's considered to be the center of Tacoma. They didn't really think that that would be a good idea or set a good reputation for the city. Again, 15, 20 years ago, Tacoma had an issue, a major, major issue with crime. Now, I did a video talking about crime recently, so you can go and check that out. But since then, the city has drastically changed. And since then, the attitudes about casinos and gaming and things like that have definitely changed. Now, the developer of this, or the project, is by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, right? In Washington State, only native tribes can have casinos. No one else can build casinos here other than native tribes. And so this particular casino here is going to be a monster. The event center by itself is 21,000 square feet. What you mostly see is massive parking garages, which when we first saw this, Noel was like, what are they building there? Because all I see is parking garages. We saw this over the summer, and all you saw was parking garages. And they literally have two large parking garages for a total of 1,370 stalls. So 1,370 parking spaces is what they're going to have, right? This is a huge, huge, huge building. The exterior will have metal panels that look like a basket, a woven basket. If you look at how baskets are actually woven together, that's what the outside is going to look like. It's going to have a huge LED boards all over the place. So it is a major, major development. Now, back in the day, the tribe was thinking about having the Tacoma Link light rail go all the way to the casino. Now, this was something that they had pondered, because obviously getting people from downtown to the casino would be ideal. Keep in mind, traffic to this casino is always bad. Like, I've not been to this casino before, but I've driven past it on local roads. Traffic is a nightmare. And really and truly, the further you get to, or the closer you get to the casino, all of those streets get kind of clogged. There's a lot of hotels and things along that area too. And so that makes this project even more important, because the first step of this is building the casino and the parking garages. The next phase will be building a hotel with it. Again, massive, massive thing. Now, this is a job creator, because already the casino has 2,100 people that they employ throughout. But they're going to add about 200 jobs to this particular project. Now, December of next year is when this project will pretty much be done. And pretty much people are going to be able to actually go in and visit the site. So again, 2019 is going to be a crazy year for Tacoma. A lot of things are opening up at that time. Now, this casino is going to have some competition, because in terms of hotels, a hotel is going to be built, which is going to be another $65 million deal. Okay, a $65 million hotel. That's going to be completed in 2020, December of 2020. So December 2019, this hotel project will be completed with the sports. It's going to have a lot of sports bars, cafes, what you see in a casino. It's going to have a rooftop bar so you can look out and see downtown Tacoma. So that particular project is going to be completed sometime in December of 2019. December 2020, the hotel portion is going to be completed. Keep in mind that the massive Marriott downtown in Tacoma is also going to be completed somewhere in 2020 as well, I believe. I'll check just to make sure, because I don't want to give people the wrong information. So I'll see real quick. Not that one, because there is already one that's down there, and it's a tiny hotel. It's a tiny Marriott. But yeah, the other one that I'm speaking of could possibly open by 2020. If they push it, they should be able to open by 2020. Keep in mind, they have a lot of work to do. A lot. I mean, if you look at the structure that they've put in place, it's already big. But, I mean, they have to go up 20 floors, I believe. This is a huge building. Don't know how big of the hotel is going to be in terms of the number of floors, but they're saying it's going to be a 3.5 to 4-star hotel with 150 to 200 rooms with it. And it's going to have a rooftop restaurant, conference room space, spa, different things. So this is a major, major, major deal. Now, prior to this, a lot of companies out of Vegas wanted to partner with them. However, a lot of that money would have flowed right out of the state and back to wherever these companies were from. So while the tribe would have kept a big portion of that money, almost 40% of that would have went someplace else. They wanted to keep the money here. So it took them a while to get this project going, but they got it financed. Again, massive amounts of money. If they were to, and I think that they should actually expand the Tacoma Link, getting back to that, to the casino. It's only about a mile, 1.4 miles from the Tacoma Dome. It would be easy to connect to it. Given the fact that Tacoma Dome will also have the Link Light Rail, which will connect the Green Line, which will connect Tacoma to Seattle, it makes a lot more sense to have this casino connected right to all of that transportation options. Yeah, you can still get there other ways. Yeah, it's going to have a huge amount of parking in the parking garages, but a lot of times people like simplicity. I've parked at casino garages. One casino that we went to back where we used to live, the parking spaces were so narrow you couldn't even open your door. They try to shove so many spaces into that building just to maximize profit that you couldn't even hardly, and we have a small car, you couldn't hardly open the doors because it's just so narrow. So a lot of time, and I hated driving there. Keep in mind, people go to casinos and what do? They spend money and they drink. I mean, that's what they do. So parking a lot of times is not really something that people really and truly, or driving, I should say, it's not something that people really and truly want to do. This casino here is going to have sports bars. It's going to have everything that you can think of. Just looking at the renderings here, the inside of it, it looks like stuff that you see out of Vegas. So anyhow, Emerald Green Casino, the expansion is going to take place. It's going to be completed in 2019. I will probably go there and show you. I'm cheap, though. I used to gamble, not a lot, but back in the day, I used to spend some money gambling, but I was always very, I would leave. So I wouldn't stay there for long. But in that short amount of time, I maximized what I could. But I'll go there, and when it's completed, show you what the casino looks like. It already looks like a monster in terms of just the size of it. But once it's completed, I'll actually show you what it looks like. When they do complete the hotel, the year after that, I will go and show you again what that particular structure looks like. So let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.